Hello everyone, today we're going to take a look at video light. This is GVM SD300B ARO. So GVM did send this light to me to do the testing, but they didn't tell me what to say. And then all the opinion that I gave to you going to be my own personal opinion. The pros and cons that I would think about this light only apply to my way of a photo shoot. And there are many photographers out there, everybody doing differently, videographer of course. And then sometimes for me it could be a pro, but for other people it could be different. So anyway, let's take a look at the light first. So this light is quite compact. It only weighs 2.8 kilograms, which is compared with the other 300 watt light, it's definitely lighter. Part of the reason is because this light, it doesn't have a controller. Usually the other 300 watt light, they have a separate controller, so you have to deal with the actual cable or something. This one is just like the modern light of a strobe light. It's very simple, and all the control is the back, only with one turning knob and the one button allow you to navigate between the menus and then stuff like that. And then of course you can use the app to control the light. For me, most of the time I just use the app because when I do the photo shoot, usually the light is away from me. I'm just lazy. I don't want to keep walking to the light to adjust everything. I like to use the app. So this light is 300 watts by color. The color temperature go between 2700K to 6800K. Which is pretty typical for 300 watt LD light. In terms of color temperature, is also fall in the normal range with CRI 97 and TLCI 97. And for me, like I shoot portrait most of the time, and then I think for some photographers, if you're doing product photography or video, and then color accuracy is more important. Maybe there's some people need even higher. I have no idea, but for me, doing portrait is definitely more than enough. Now let's take a look at the build quality. The light is like the body itself is pretty much made of metal, is aluminum, and the aluminum not only like make it lightweight, it makes it more durable, and the main thing is it just make the how to say, like releasing the heat much easier. It has one fan at the bottom, and then it will take in the cold air and let the hot air come out from above, which is pretty smart design. I think there are many lights using this type of design right now. So in terms of fan noise, like I did a photo shoot, indoor shoot, and basically what I did is I point the light at the wall and then bounce back and then make this like a very large soft lighting. This is one of the lighting setup that I use almost on every single indoor shoot. So for that, you need to give a lot of power because you have to bounce at the wall and then bounce back. So I didn't use 100% power, but I think it's around 80 to 90%. I can barely hear the noise of the fan. I'm a little bit away from the lights, not right beside it, but there's absolutely no issue at all. I was shooting photos, actually the fan noise doesn't matter, but even for video, I don't think there's an issue. Now I want to talk about this reflector. This reflector is special. Like compared with the other light, usually come with a smaller reflector. This one is fairly large. Like you can see the size of it. It's like a really large reflector. And this reflector apparently can make the light like quite effective. So I checked their website. Apparently with and without reflector, the brightness level is 10 times different. So definitely you want to use the reflector because it just gives you way more power. And for using reflector, mostly you want to do it two ways. Either bounce back or you shoot through like a diffuser. And then this one not just like make the light intensity higher, it also gonna make sure the light's not spilled to the area that you don't want them to be. So the light is concentrated in only one area. Yeah, very good job from GVM to offer this like a special reflector, and actually I quite like it. And of course, this light is coming with the Bowen mount, almost like all video lights does that. I just give you tons of choice in terms of light modifier or anything. I don't own a lot of a Bowen mount light modifier, and basically I just some 24 inches octabox and the 36 inches octabox, and then I have a large diffuser. That's what I normally do when I use with a video light. Then talking about that, I think one of the pro for this light, but actually it's a con for me, is the yoke. Because if you do use a very large softbox, let's say you use like a 5-foot octa softbox, usually the light modifier, if you use a grid as well, the light modifier is quite heavy. For some lights, especially for some of the strobe I used before, even for like a pro light, like a pro photo, I use a strobe light with a 5-foot octabox. What happened is because the light modifier is so heavy, and then you can see the light just slowly tilt down. Like it's almost like every 10-15 minutes you have to go there readjust. It's super annoying. But for this yoke has two tightening knobs, so you're gonna make it more effective. The other thing is I have this, I don't know, like a teeth or groove there. So basically it's kind of locking to like each individual position, so you can really lock it, and this one will really make sure that your saw box will be locked into position. You don't have to worry about it. But why I said this is a con for me is because normally I don't shoot with a large modifier, so every time I adjust the light, I have to lose this both and then adjust it and tighten it up again. Not like some other light, they only have one tightening knob right there. You lose it and adjust it, you tighten it again, and just much quicker. This one is, for me, is a con, but like if you use large modifier, this is definitely gonna make your life easier. Now let's take a look at the control. At the back of the control, you can see, let me just see if it's on the, okay. So I try to put it just a little bit closer so you can see it properly. So at the back of the control is, there's a one turning knob which allows you to adjust the either color temperature or the brightness. And then the top is just a button either allow you to switch between different video mode. It has 12 different video effect mode, like a firework, explosion, you know, things like that. They have 12 different video effect, and then this button allows you to switch that there, and then also allow you to adjust the fan speed. It basically has a smart, has a silent, and has a high. It's allowed you to adjust the fan. So let's use that. And then to adjust the brightness, first you need to adjust, turn the knob to the top, and then you press it, and then you can turn it, and then you can adjust the brightness level. Also, instead of the brightness adjustment is quite refined. Normally the light is going like every adjust is like a 1% increment, but this is down to 0.1%. And many lights, like once you're down to 1%, and that will be the lowest you can go. If you go anything lower than 1%, the light is pretty much gonna shut off. But this one, even like is lower than 1%, you can still have brightness, and then can give a really refined adjustment. For me, I don't need this level of a refined adjustment. I just like 1% will be good enough for me. Maybe some people, they will be more important for them, and that will be a pro for you. But for me, is that like if I want to go from like a 1% to 20% or even like a 50%, I have to turn this like for many more times, and to do this, it's kind of tedious for me. But if you use app, it really doesn't matter. For me, most of the time I use the app because I usually away from the light, and then I shoot with multiple light source. It's just more convenient for me just use the app to adjust the light. The other thing is, like for me, I think it's slightly awkward for the control is if you want to adjust the color temperature, so you need to press this again, and then you can only turn clockwise. Like sometimes you turn counterclockwise, nothing happened. You thought, oh, what? How am I supposed to adjust this? But actually, you have to turn clockwise, and then it goes down to the color temperature. Then you have to press it again, and then you go adjust the color temperature. If you want to switch back, you have to press it again, and then you rotate counterclockwise and going up, and then press again. For me, this is kind of annoying. I think it would be better if it has two turning knobs. Like one is adjust for the color temperature, the other one adjust for the brightness. And even better, they can do some preset level. Like you press it, it's 10%, press it again, it's 20%, or every time you press, it's 20% increasement. So this makes the control easier. But of course, again, if you're using app, it really doesn't matter. But if you're, you like just like control using the actual light, this might get a little bit annoying for you. So in general, what do I think about this light? I think this light is quite capable. Like 300 watt is plenty. Like if you do studio shoot, like for you probably gonna need a 300 watt light, because studio usually is a little bit more demanding, especially you want to shoot not just headshot. You want to do a full length shot. You usually have to use a very large like saw box, where you do indoor shoot like what I do, and then you bounce to the wall. And then if you only have 100 watt, or even 200 watt, you feel like you really push the light to the extreme. But 300 watt just can easily handle this without cost you too much money to buy those like even bigger light. Or summertime, it could make your studio feel super hot, and the light gonna be super hot. This one is just a lot better. I think a 300 watt light, if you can have two, like for studio work, it actually is really good. I actually recommend this more than the strobe, because the video light is just like, you're really gonna enjoy the effect of like, it's what you see is what you get. It's not like a strobe. It's just a way more straightforward. And of course, you don't need a separate gear if you're happy to do the video as well. So just like a one set of a light, you can do video and you can do photo. Is actually pretty good. And in terms of the The size, everything, and this is like, I like the fact that it doesn't have a separate controller, and for some other people it might be a con, but for me it's definitely a pro. I like it, you can just plug it in and only one cable, and this cable is actually pretty high quality as well, and then it seems pretty universal. Like if you happen to lost it or something, you can just find another one, just like replace it. It's very easy, it's not going to cost you a lot of money. And the fact that you can use the app to control it, and then well, the back of the control is definitely a little bit annoying for me. Personally, I'm just going to use the app. Other than that, it's pretty good. It's lightweight and it doesn't get a lot of cable you have to deal with. It's going to make your studio super messy. This is actually a very good light. For this light, I already use it for two photo shoots. It's an indoor photo shoot. I just use one light, and I'm going to show some behind the scene videos. You can see how this light performs in a real photo shoot.